Hello everyone, I'm Hutchings. Today I am covering mistakes you could be making building or playing Hu Tao. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and I've seen too many being spread around for comfort. Some content creators are ill-informed or they are building her by feel, and that's not good for optimizing your Hu Tao's performance. We have to look at the science. Your Hu Tao deserves the best, and I will help you achieve the best Hu Tao. Here are the 5 mistakes you are making with Hutao. Fixing the last mistake on this list alone can easily double your damage. The first mistake is using suboptimal weapons. I've compared every spear in the game and here is their power level visualized. If you want a breakdown of these weapons, I've covered them in the weapons video, link is in the description or at the end of this video. And if you're using a prototype star glitter on Hutao, I'm sorry to break it to you, it is a huge trap and even a refinement 1 white tassel is significantly better. Staff of Homa is her best in slot, Primordial Jade Wing Spear is a solid choice, Vortex Vanquisher is not too bad if you have a strong shield, Deathmatch and Dragon's Bane are both her best 4-star options, and Blackcliff Pole and White Tassel are her best free-to-play weapons. The Thick Spear is an interesting one. It is slightly better than Deathmatch and Dragon's Bane at Refinement 3 and having 4 Lilia characters on your team, but it limits your team building too much, so I don't recommend it. I don't recommend using any other spears outside of this list because they are worse than the Blackcliff and the White Tassel. The second mistake is prioritizing the wrong artifact stats. You might have heard that HP is good on Hutao, and the HP percent sense is the best on Hu Tao, and that is true. You do get more attack during her skill if you have more HP, but when it comes to substats, the crit stats will always give you more damage than HP percent until you hit 100% crit rate and 200% crit damage. You should aim for at least 60% crit rate and 120% crit damage before looking at other stats, but you could never go wrong with having more crit stats. Also, HP percent is good, but Elemental Mastery or EM might be better for you. If you are running a Vaporize or Melt team and have a HP sense already, EM substats will net you more damage, and both HP percent and EM are way better than attack percent, because attack percent doesn't scale well on Hutao because of her low base attack. Your stat priority should be crit rate or crit damage depending on which one you need to achieve that 1:2 ratio, followed by HP percent or EM, and attack percentage last. You should build a HP sense or an EM sense if you only care about damage and run a Vaporize or Melt team, a Pyro percent cup, and crit rate or crit damage hat depending on which one you need. The third mistake is not hitting that like button, and if you want to see more scientifically proven guides, subscribe! Okay. The actual third mistake is using the wrong artifact sets. Here are the main artifact sets that I've been asked about, and here are their power level visualized. Because the bulk of Hu Tao's damage comes from her charged attacks, 2 Crimson Witch, 2 Noblesse doesn't benefit her playstyle enough like her best ones do. It is good for one-shot speedrun build, or if you're running her burst support, but if you are looking for consistent damage, this is not it. 4-piece Heart of Depth is an interesting option. It has the least restrictive set bonus, only requiring you to use your skill on Hutao to gain a 30% damage boost to your normal and charge attacks, though this bonus is smaller compared to the other sets and it doesn't boost your ult damage. 4-piece Thundering Fury is another interesting option, but it doesn't boost Hutao's damage at all. Sure, you can get a much better skill uptime on Hutao, but it is not necessary because your supports, rotations, take up the whole downtime anyways. Plus more frequent skill uses means even more health drain. The massive health drain is too big of a downside to make this set worth using. 4 Crimson Witch of Flames is her best set if you are running a Vaporize or Melt team. It gives you a total of 37.5% bonus damage if you Vaporize or Melt her attacks, which is easy to do if you pair her with Xingqiu. Though, if you also have Zhongli and Ningguang or Geo MC in the team, then retracing Bolite might be better. Firstly, because the pulses from geostructures can actually consume one of the elements and you won't be able to vaporize or melt consistently. Secondly, Zhongli can provide a thick shield with 4 Cs with 100% uptime, so Hu Tao can benefit from the 40% damage boost consistently, though it does nothing to boost your ult damage, so keep that in mind. You could also run this set on Hutao in a reaction team as long as you have a very strong shield, like Zhongli by himself, or Diona, or Xinyan. Lava Walker is the best option if you run a mono pyro team. What I mean by a mono pyro team is having 2 or 3 pyro characters with geo or Animu supports. These teams can actually compete in damage with reaction teams if you build them right, and I will be covering Hu Tao's teams in an upcoming video, so subscribe if you're interested in that. The fourth mistake is upgrading her talents in the wrong order. Her normal attacks and her skill are equally important, with her normal attacks taking priority, and her ult should be upgraded last. And I think her ult is actually worth leveling over talent level 6 for some nice burst damage, but you don't have to if you don't want the healing. I've made a chart for talent level priorities. You can take a screenshot for quick reference if you like. If you're running Hu Tao as a burst support, her ult and skill are both equally important, with her ult taking priority, and upgrade her normal attack last. Before we get into the fifth mistake, if you have any questions about Hu Tao, feel free to ask them in the comments, message me on Discord, or ask me when I stream on YouTube, links in the description. I have done extensive research on her, and I am confident that I can answer your questions. If you found this video useful, consider sharing it with a friend. The fifth mistake is not optimizing her attack pattern. Her best combo does over twice the damage than just using her normal attacks. There are 3 main combos, and I'm gonna break it down for you. The charge attack dash cancel combo has the highest DPS of all of her combos. To do this combo, you hold attack and dash as soon as the charge attack animation happens. The issue with this combo is it is very difficult to do it perfectly, and it is bottlenecked by stamina. Between her charge attack and dash, you can only use this 4 or 5 times before your stamina runs out. Her first constellation alleviates this problem and makes this combo viable, and it's silly how much damage this combo does. It potentially surpasses Ganyu in single target DPS. It's ridiculously strong, and if you have C1 Hu Tao, you should 100% learn it. The charge attack jump cancel combo is a bit slower, and it does a little bit less damage than the dash cancel variant, but it's viable at Constellation 0. If you don't have any Hu Tao constellations, this would be her best option, so definitely learn this one. To do this combo, attack twice, then hold attack, and jump as soon as the charge attack animation happens. You can dash or jump cancel way earlier than you think. As you can see here, I jumped right as the charge attack started, and it is possible to cancel it even earlier. This is where you can get some huge gains. You don't have to cancel her charge attack animations though. Doing these combos without cancelling also gain you much more damage than just normal attacking. Her charge attack spam combo is her easiest combo to do and still provides a huge boost in damage. To do this combo, just press and hold the attack button, release when she starts her charge attack, and press and hold again before she finishes the animation. Fixing all of these mistakes can easily double your Hu Tao's damage or even more. If you would like to add to this list, feel free to comment below. Okay, bye.